Welcome to the Cavalier Corner, a show in which we'll be discussing all kinds of fun topics related to student life. My name is Giuliana.
I'm Carly.
And my name is Camille.
And today we'll be talking about our dream places to visit around the world. So Camille, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so I have a long list of places that I would love to visit. And that's mostly because I want to travel. I enjoy traveling. The first place that I would love to go as soon as possible, or my next travel, would be St. Lucia. That is located in the Caribbean, and let me tell you, that is a beautiful island. I know there's a particular resort that I want to go, but I can't afford it. So I might have to, I think the cost of the resort is like probably $2,000 or $3,000 per night, but the view is magnificent. And one of the reasons I like that is because of it's like you have the ocean and then mountains in the backdrop. Now tell me, that's like a mixture of everything you can ever dream of. So that's on my list. And another country would be Zanzibar, which is so weird. And the one reason that I want to go is because it's not one of those well-traveled to places in Africa, and not a lot of persons have been there, but it's so beautiful. It's like a small island, blue ocean. I guess that's just my thing. But I remember I wanted to go to Bali, but now everybody's going to Bali. It's like that one dream destination that everybody's going. And I'm like, I can go, but I can wait to go. So Zanzibar is up there. Switzerland. Oh my God. Switzerland is just like a mini heaven. Anybody want to go to Switzerland? Like, is that?
Yeah, my brother.
Definitely.
My brother spent a year there. So. But I haven't gone. Like, he went, and it was like a great experience for him.
Did he go for school or?
It was like a cultural exchange program.
See, I think that's one of the great things about traveling, is that you could do the cultural exchange. You can do a work program there, and that's how you can see if you're more into cultures, which I enjoy. So I'm the kind of person who can just get up and live in another country with no preparation needed. If I want to learn how to speak Spanish, I have to live in a Spanish speaking country and watch me learn. And that's the same. I want to learn how to speak some Mandarin. Like I'll either go to China, or I really want to go to South Korea because I watch a lot of K-dramas. So that's one of my other places that I'd love to visit. But to learn another language, I think I'm the kind of person who just has to live there to learn it. If you put me in a classroom, I'll get it, but I won't get it, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I'll do it to pass the exam, to pass the class, but will I truly understand, will I truly learn? Probably not. So that, Iceland. How can we not think about Iceland?
It's beautiful.
So I know it's so beautiful. I know that I want to go to the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. I can just imagine myself taking a picture there right now.
Right now, it's a place to go to.
Yes. Honestly, my list is so long that it would take us 2 hours to go through all the countries that I want to go. Because there's some countries that I don't even know the name of the countries. I know they exist, and I want to go. I want to see their culture. I want to see how they live. I want to see the difference between how I was grown and how they're grown. Like, I want to understand, other than just seeing the beauty of their country. I honestly want to know their culture too, and just to be informed. So there we go.
It's exactly what I'd want to do.
Yes. I think that's like one part of me is that closer to my retirement, I think that's why I want to retire young, is that I want to be able to travel to different countries, like spend 3 months here, 2 months at this one month in this country, and just to learn, adapt to their way of life, understand their way of life. And so I could relate to them and understand their culture. I think that's like one of my bucket lists. As long as traveling to the countries, I want to adapt to their whole culture and their belief system and just kind of get an understanding with them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I've definitely had my fair share of travel. But I'd say too that one of the most like gratifying things is staying for a prolonged period of time, like more than like 2 weeks, like at least 3 or like a full month in a country to kind of get at least a little bit of an understanding of how their culture works and how they are. I think that that's like a good time frame for any travel at all. To if you ever want to travel, that's probably a good time.
And another thing to that too is that you never understand a culture if you just go to the resort side of the country. I mean, I know a lot of it is because of safety for some countries, but then understanding the culture is not just going to the resort, spending a week there, traveling, in such a secluded um, circle,
Yeah.
basically. And then you're like, well, I've been there. Oh, I've known that. No. And it puts me to a lot of people that when a lot of people travel to Jamaica, they go to a particular part of Jamaica. And then that's just, it's like a whole city for them alone.
Right.
That you don't get a lot of cultural exchange really because it's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
tourists right there.
Yeah.
So I
Tourist
kind
area,
of
but they don't get the full like experience of what your country really is because they're just
is
going to where everyone else is going and
is
they're not getting a genuine interaction with the locals and understanding what the culture actually is. They're just going there for probably the beach, things like that.
yes, for relaxation. So I think that's gonna be like one of my thing about traveling. It's going to be more like understanding their culture. Yes, of course, I'll take a week. Like the first week I'm there, I'll go to the touristy part and see what they offer to the tourists. And then after that, I would like to adapt with the locals and just,
Yeah,
pretend like
more about,
I'm one
yeah,
of them.
more about like immersing yourself into
Yes.
where you are instead of just like, oh yes, here's my picture in front of, the most popular place to see on everything. But you don't know about it. You're just like, oh, I see it all the time on pictures. Don't know what it is or what it
What
represents
it
or anything.
brings. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, I think for me, I'd say definitely I want to go to Germany again because I've been there. However, it was like a span of a few days, and we went to like multiple different cities throughout. It was like a guided tour. We were in a bus and everything, so it was a different experience. And it was like the first time I went there. And the
So
second,
you were a tourist.
yeah, I did that. I did that with my mom. It was part of like my 15th birthday gift thing, where we traveled throughout a lot of places in Europe. But there's only so much that you can do within those few days. Like we would go in and then we'd see like the sightseeing, the tourist area. So I would definitely want to go back there and actually take more time in each place and probably revisit the places I've been in and stay there for at least 3-4 days to try and actually see more of what their culture is like and what like besides the cathedrals and things like that, like want to see everything else that I missed when I was there the first time. Like I want to do a do-over of a lot of the Europe places I've been to.
And the thing too is that with age, you're a different person as to when you visit. You were younger,
Yeah.
so the things that you probably were able to do was limited. But now that you've you're older, you might be able to do a lot more. So, and plus understand a lot more.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I was 15, now I'm 19, so that's a big, not that big of an age gap, but it is like it's going from like high school, I'm with my parents, to college, I'm alone.
Yeah,
Well,
pre-independence.
yeah, like not completely alone, but you understand what I mean. It's a different mindset, and it's different. It's a different everything. So, traveling, it's gonna be a different dynamic, and it's gonna like hopefully allow me to be more receptive to their culture and understand more now that I'm old enough to do that actually.
Mm-hmm. All right, Germany and what other country?
Girl. Well, Spain. Never been to Spain. My sister has. She said it's wonderful and lovely, and I'm like, I've been to Europe, but I haven't been to Spain. So it's one of those things that's like, why didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So Spain, definitely. I want to do a do-over of Italy, because again, that was like a brief, like, touch and go. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful places, like, absolutely. But I want to do a do-over of that. I need it. Get more immersed.
Greece. How can we forget Greece?
Obviously, I was about to say Greece.
It's on my.
So when I was a little kid, I was obsessed. I still kind of am obsessed with Greek mythology, or like ancient mythology, and I want to go to all those places. I want to go there, and I also want to experience like the mountains that they have. Like, I have a friend that went to a few of them, and she said, the climbs it takes like the whole day, but it's like a beautiful view, and so I want to experience that for myself. Definitely Greece. What else is there? There's a lot. Let me think. I want to go to Japan.
Me too.
Yes.
Exactly. That is on my list. That's exactly where I want to go.
I guess we're gonna have to interchange countries, so she doesn't talk about all your list. So.
I know. I feel like most of my list is like, boop, gone.
But I think the thing is, though, I want to do a Asia tour. Like, I want to take 6 months to just travel across Asia. Yeah. And I think that would just be perfect, because you just get time. Because it's so expensive to go that side to spend 2 weeks. Come on, people. It is expensive to leave from here and go to Asia or the continent, and then spend 2 weeks, and then 48 hours out of those 2 weeks you're traveling anyhow. So there we go.
Yeah, that's I agree. You have to stay longer, definitely longer than 2 weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks.
So when you go to Japan, would you dress up? No.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't know. It depends. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't also want to be disrespectful to their culture.
No, you know what? You know that JUCO has the Japanese festival every year, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I dressed up. One year they had like this costume, like you put the costume on and then you take a picture, and they printed the picture out for you, and homegirl got dressed up.
I was
like, look.
Yeah, if I would go, I'd make friends, and I'd be like, okay, so like, just style me however you want. Be a personal doll for the day. Like, I feel like I'd do that everywhere I go.
I would want to do that. But yeah, it would be like, do with me whatever you want.
Whatever you're comfortable with, what
is culturally acceptable.
Yeah,
exactly.
Is what Giuliana was speaking about, because sometimes you have to respect your culture.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because it's not my culture, so I don't want to culturally appropriate something that I unknowingly do something that
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'd have to be like, you'd have to just like talk to people. That's why you have to immerse yourself, that way, and because you want to like celebrate the time there, but you also don't want to like disrespect people because then that just, it's no. Like,
And
one rule.
I know in Asia they have like the similar amusement parks like they have in America too. So I think that would be a great experience, no matter how old we are, just being at an amusement park. You know how they try to put age on amusement park. I'm like, stop it. We all are kids on the inside. So.
That's another thing. I want to travel to the Disney parks across the world because some of them look. Yeah.
Singapore. I didn't put Singapore on my list, and that's top of my. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's Carly go because we're taking all of her.
Seriously, I haven't. I literally pulled it up because I was like, I was thinking of it because I know I've wanted to visit for a long time, and especially Crazy Rich Asians is probably one of my favorite movies. And then I was just like, after watching that too, I was like, that really set it in stone. I really want to go there because it's just it's beautiful. You feel it's so extravagant and like,
and it's clean. Clean.
The architecture is just like classy, beautiful, elegant, all of it. I'm like, this is just beautiful. All the places I want to go to, I feel like most of them are cities. I don't know why. Like, I want to hit all the big cities and then, work my way through. The sad thing is, I've never studied, I've never been abroad yet. Like, I have not left the country. So that stinks.
But you know what? That's actually good because you're mentally prepared. One. Yeah. Two, you know what you want, and then you can at least plan it out now. Mm. And then you have so many countries you're able to just start going to.
I was actually in the works of it this past spring. Me and my friend had decided one day we're doing homework in a coffee shop because we had the same class. And we're like, haha, what if we studied abroad next spring? And then they're like, what if? And so we started researching and we talked to the study abroad office here, the financial aid office here, our counselors. And then we had all set. We were waiting for the application to drop, and then school shut down. And then the program shut down. And I was heartbroken. I was absolutely torn to pieces. We were supposed to go to England. We were going to go to England to this place called Ormskirk. I think I'm saying that right, Ormskirk. And it's near Liverpool and Manchester. So it's really close to both of them. I know. And it's just a good spot because you could go to Ireland, you could go to Scotland. You're just right kind of in a good distance from middle. Close to London. And I'm I was so excited because that is one of the first places I've always wanted to go. That and Ireland. I've wanted to go to Ireland for so long. Dublin and all the other. Yeah. All of them. So I was torn to pieces. Because now I'm about to start nursing. So I'm well, it's probably not a good time to go right now to study abroad. Mm-hmm. But I thought about also doing, I know Ariel, if you guys remember Ariel, she did the CDYX program something like that when she was in high school. My sister did that and she stayed a year in Germany. So I was maybe if it opens back up soon, you could just take a gap year nursing. Who knows? But
there's a thing too. You can work after you obtain your nursing degree. You can work in most countries.
Yeah, because I looked in England, but I worked. I was what would I be able to do it in England? I mean, you just have to take different tests, and then you'd have to apply to the Midwives Council because that's a thing. There is the Midwives Council, and the thing is, you don't realize how much nurses get paid here compared to England. It's a big difference, which is I would not care. I'd be you could pay me whatever as long as I can live here and have the experience. I'm fine.
Is it less or more?
Less. A lot. But I mean, I don't care. I'd be all right, let's do it.
Oh, fun fact. My great-grandmother was a nurse in England.
Nice. Mm-hmm. But
then she retired and go back to Jamaica.
That both sounds nice. Both of that, yeah. I could do that. I could totally do that. I thought about retiring. I thought about retiring to Greece and living out a life like Mamma Mia, owning a hotel. Just saying.
Hey, you can go to a nice island and then just build your own little brick fast inn.
Right?
So you're there you go.
That's a also.
Another place I'd love to visit is Brazil. After meeting, I had my first year here at Johns County. I made a lot of international like friends, and a lot of them are from Brazil. And they've talked about it. I'm like,
Felix.
love to go there. Love to go there. There was a small possibility of going this summer with one of my friends, one of my coworkers, and well, after a while, it didn't pan out because I was planning to study abroad. So it's like, and then everything happened. So, but I'm close. I could have gone, but
you know where I wanted to go this summer? Puerto Rico.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
Go to Costa Rica.
I've been trying. There you go. I've been trying to go to Puerto Rico since, because there was like this festival there that I wanted to go, and I ended up didn't get to go. I was so mad.
Puerto Rico.
But it's on my list. And you don't need a passport to go, I heard.
Really?
Yes, because it's a part of the like it's a part of like America. They're constituted under America or something like that. Don't quote me. People, don't quote me on that. But I heard you probably just all you need is your driver's license.
Oh, that's good to know.
Your state.
Well, I don't need my passport everywhere, but
I wanted to work on getting my passport, but like you can't right now. They're like, it's like really frowned upon. They're like, you'll have lots of delays, and I'm like, okay. I just wanted it.
But the thing is, having delays, it's not like you're going anywhere. So I would just start the process.
And they're kind of like, we might get to it, we might not. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could just start it, but I don't know if like our offices are open. So I'll check into that. Just
they are. Because it's the same place where you get your driver's license, isn't it?
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. So you could just schedule an appointment, fill out the form, do all the paperwork, and drop it off. Just do it. If it takes 3 months to get it back, doesn't matter. If it takes 6 months to get it back, doesn't matter. At least it's in the work. So you don't wait until when it's time for you to travel, for you to just say, oh, I need it. Let me go get it and expedite it. That costs.
Seriously, yeah.
That's fair.
And
you can't really go anywhere right now.
Yeah.
So you
I know. I'm trying to save my money for my second job to just hopefully travel someday. Hopefully. But I think another place is I want to go to Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. I don't know. Something about it just seems super
I heard.
Want to see the
and Canada.
It's beautiful.
I so want to go to Canada.
Yes.
Yes.
All of it, everywhere.
Canada is beautiful. Puerto Rico is beautiful. I can tell you from experience.
Yeah, I just want to choke you.
Okay, but I was a child, you know?
See, you're a whole different person right now.
Exactly.
So.
But I love those two are great countries for sure. They're beautiful in so many different ways. Like the scenery could not be more different, yet they're both gorgeous. And the people are also amazing. Nice, warm, yeah.
It's funny how I went to Colorado, and Colorado just seems like a whole different country from the rest of the states. I'm sorry. I was like, every time I'm looking up, because I went to Breckenridge, I'm walking and I'm looking up and I'm like, are we sure we're still in the US? Because it just looks so much different from what I'm used to seeing. It's just so breathtakingly beautiful, especially with the mountains. I was like, y'all sure you just didn't kidnap Colorado and drag them over here? Because
Colorado's
beautiful.
My favorite places to go. I go there at least once a year. It's just one of my favorite places to be in general. Another place, I love New Orleans. It is.
I want to go to the Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. I didn't get to go during Mardi Gras, which it gets crazy fun. But it's beautiful. People are like, I don't like it. It's, they say it's dirty. I'm like, okay, and New York is like dirty. Like all the big cities are like, there's dirt, okay? Can't expect everything to be 100%. I think it's just beautiful. There's just so much there. So much there. Beignets. Oh my goodness. Home, like the authentic real beignets in Café du Monde. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I want one right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much everyone for tuning in and listening. I hope you had a good time as much as we had filming this episode. Check us out on our other social media platforms. We are JCCC Student Life on Instagram and Facebook. And do check out Cavalier Corner on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts to listen to us too. And if you are listening to us, thank you so much for supporting the podcast. If you like to find out more information about events we have going on throughout this lovely fall 2020 semester, check out our Get Involved at JCCC page. And yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
Thank you guys. See you next episode.